Toycat, and a lot of people were saying that it was too hard to work out where I was. I mean, the subtle cow, the American, it was just too hard to spot. So I've made a direct part of my background the American. There's no way you should be confused about where I am now. Also, I have my green screen on, even though I'm in the box where it's not. There's a lot of questionable decisions in the setup of this, but it's all existing solely because I need. Oh my god, look at the render distance. This is all happening solely so that I may place some Netherrack and make a nether in my overworld. It's going pretty well so far, but I think it could be going better, and so I shall help it to do precisely that. Speaking of helping things do precisely that, hello everyone, I'm IBXToycat, and welcome back to a live stream on the internet. This is my Let's Play world, and this is one of the biggest projects I've ever undertaken, solely because I think it would be cool. You ever get that feeling of just like, you know, I want to make a horrifically impractical project, because when I make that horrifically impractical project, it'll look damn amazing. Toycat is in the super quantum position of yes and no. You know, that is not true. I am precisely one of those things, and maybe not so much the other. Rumor has it that if you're early, IBXToycat will not respond to you. Hello, that is not true. Anyway, so, yeah, I really like to spend some time getting down to some big builds in Minecraft. And, today, I'm actually procrastinating doing some other thing I have to do. I have a really fun idea for bringing back Seed Sunday. It's taking, like, a lot of work. It's taking some time to get into. And I figured, like, you know what? Minecraft is the perfect game when you're procrastinating. I have so many ideas that I just haven't got around to. And Minecraft is the place where I can not get around to those ideas even better. But, no, yeah, I can at least argue when I'm streaming. Like, well, I'm procrastinating. But I'm procrastinating in a way that maybe people enjoy. Yeah, you know, like, streaming is it's something I try my best to, like, you know, I know, it's a fun thing for me. Maybe you agree, maybe not. So, are you only streaming on YouTube? Did you know if you're a Twitch partner, you can't stream on... Well, actually, am I only streaming on YouTube? I don't know, I think so. If you're a Twitch partner, you can't stream on other platforms at the same time as Twitch, which is, like, one of the most ridiculously, like, anti-competitive rules out there. I guess you could argue it's exclusivity, but YouTube has no such requirement, and they're doing just fine as a streaming platform. This is just your, like, daily reminder that, like, YouTube, it's the place you want to be streaming. Honestly, there's no great site for live streaming. I think... Let's talk about this, actually. There is a big problem of, like, everyone wants to be a live streamer, right? It is one of the most commonly, like, dreamt of professions. Because if you describe it to someone, it sounds a lot like... Oh, we've gone all the way to the top, apparently. I was trying to make nice flat walls, but apparently not here. Everyone wants to be a live streamer because the profession sounds like play games for a living. And so but the struggle is like, not everyone can be a live streamer. Any job that requires, like, if you think about, like, not everyone can run a pub, unless everyone who runs a pub goes to everyone else's pub that runs one. Not everyone can own a cafe. Is it lagging for anyone else or just me? Oh, let's find out. How does Proud do it, says Jupiter Jamie. He's not a partner on Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the... I believe. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But you're not meant to, at the very least. I should say. You know, like, I've always questioned, like, are they actively looking for that rule to try and catch you out? This is the funny thing about rules as a whole. Because, again, my understanding is he is just within the confines of the rule. But if he wasn't, if he was a Twitch partner and streaming elsewhere, then, yeah, it's a whole thing. Editing is work, all the work, then you up hours of editing, it's soul destroying. Yeah. Honestly, that is the worst thing. So Cat Beanie, if you don't know, moderator here on the channel, very, very, very dedicated, one of the people I appreciate a lot. Manages her own YouTube channel. You should check it out if you want to, but it's, as a result, just, you know, if you want, like, an informed perspective on what it's like to just, you know, just dip your toes in. Sometimes it's soul destroying to dip your toes in. I think, like, anything that's, like, passion-based, there's always going to be an oversupply of people who want to do it, and undersupply of people doing it. Honestly, this is, like, way too deep a conversation for 20 seconds into a Minecraft stream. 4 minutes and 20 seconds in. But I think a lot about, like, the way we run so many systems in life. So I'm going to have another pillar come out, like, here. And just make that the new, you know, thing here. And it'll be fine. But, like, there are all sorts of systems. And then we'll have, like, a pillar that goes back out, maybe? Yeah, that might be fun if, like, okay, we'll make this come out, like, 2 blocks. And then this will be the new shape of the wall. I don't know if this does anything positive, but, like, sometimes you just gotta experiment when you're building. See what you create in the end. Don't expect good editing on my channel, though. Editing is the bane of YouTube to me. I'm really glad we have a big announcement with Harrison's coming soon, but we're like gonna making a jump into a new world of editing. It's but yeah, it's something that I think I wish there were more pottery shards. You know what? I wish there were more. But I think there's gonna be more pottery shards. It comes up why in Q&A Saturday. Wow, look at me plugging my own videos during my live streams. Look at that. That's doing it great, right? Listening to this while I pack, says Alley Cat. What are you packing to do? Where are you going? Yeah, you know, I guess people pack when they're going somewhere. Like even if you're moving house, that's still going from a house to another, I guess you could say. But yeah, the world is like filled with this problem of like, how do we allocate what people do? You know, if you live in a medieval village, or you know, let's say a pre-Stone Age village, it's like, yeah, one person hunts the food, another person like prepares it and like, you know, like looks after all the young, and then you know that's a civilization done right there. When you've got like 8 billion people and one person can provide the food for all the people, and like, you know, like it's actually like 1 million people provide the food and 1 million people do the caring if you count like teachers and carers. It's probably like 10 million, but like then it's like, what does everyone else do? How do we best maximize what they're doing for the good of everyone? And the answer is it's very, very hard. And so we don't... Oh, gosh. No! Okay, I don't know how I didn't take full damage from that. That was oddly laggy, right? I live in a Stone Age village. You know, everything's easy in a Stone Age village, except not dying of dysentery. That's a big thing that is definitely not easy. But you know, just don't get dysentery. It's really simple. Yeah, this is quite a high full too. This is not a casual full gap you want to do here. How do you know where I live? I thought my Stone Age village was off-grid. You know what? Your secret's safe with me, Mad582. Your secret is safe with me. But, yeah, I'm going home for the weekend from college, says Alley Cat. Oh, that's fun that you, Also, hey, trans girl from Germany, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Hope you had a good time at your party yesterday. Isn't it interesting? We use the word party to describe, like, oh yeah, a bunch of people hanging out, having a good time. But we also use a party to describe, like, you know, there is a political party. You are party to a, you know, a conversation. You know, you are one of the parties represented. You know, it's one of those interesting things to me. But yeah, I'm watching while I write a book. Judge me, I enjoy writing, says Torch ISO 7. Before I was a YouTuber, the closest thing I had to a job was being a writer. Like, the way I paid for my first capture card, like, I didn't have money, and I couldn't... I've mentioned this before, but if I haven't, like, there's a... I've heard of enough people running into this issue that I've learned it's a semi-common experience to, at some point in your teenage years, notice how your parents are, like, so deeply in debt and be like, oh, God, and then, like, never be able to ask them for money ever. Like, in reality, the fact that they're in debt and probably questionable money means they might give you money, but, like, it's like not wanting to do that, right? It's the same way people hear about Trash Island in the ocean. It's not really an island, by the way, but, like, when people hear about that, they don't think, well, I'd better just pollute because, well, I'm, you know, just add to a problem that exists. You're like, oh, God. I don't know if I want that. A shared wall between 2 housing units is called a party wall, says Unplanned Baby. Yeah, one of the things that's holding up one of the things I want to do is I need a party wall consent. I need my neighbors to consent to some building. But I don't think my neighbors are very into the idea of me building involving their wall. But yeah, it's called a party wall. You know, that's, you know, that'd be like malicious, like, compliance, right? It's to be like, well, you won't sign the party wall agreement form, but you have confirmed there is a party wall, and so I'm gonna keep partying at this wall until you sign it. That's a terrible idea. Pro tip: upset your neighbors. I mean, they know where you live, but they probably won't do anything bad about it. You can hope. Just buy the neighbors' houses, Aaron. Okay, chat. We need to pull together the better part of $1 million, and then I can show my neighbors who's boss. Now the thing is like, this is the interesting thing about houses. Like, basically any other commodity. Do you want to buy more stocks of Ford? Just pay someone money and they'll sell you their stocks in Ford. Is Ford a publicly owned company? I think it is. Do you want to buy a Minecraft Live souvenir? Sorry, what's it called? Minecon 2015 cape. You can use money. It might take you some amount of money, but if the neighbors just say to themselves like, to buy Tukat's book, search "This book is clickbait, misleading titles in the real world" on Amazon. Hey, thank you. You know what, I haven't seen how that book's doing in a real long time. I think every now and then Amazon sends a check out. Oh, I should probably update my address. They're probably sending the checks to the wrong place. I had one really successful book that actually, funny enough, got taken down by Microsoft themselves when they bought Minecraft. Yeah, I used to. But the book thing is like a more recent thing. I used to write articles for websites. You ever click on one of those like, I don't know, like when is blank 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 happening, and then it's a bunch of filler? Yeah, that was my job. It's always the most unglamorous version of the role possible, right? Okay, so these walls, we can kind of like stop as we get to here, I think. But this is where the wall needs to be, so we'll make sure this is good. Yeah, why are we even doing this against this 39 Miku? Oh, I'm doing it because I want to create the console nether. Because of Minecraft Bedrock, we have infinite nethers now, and so we don't need to have, there's no need to have, there's no possibility to have the console size nether. The nether has no bounds, but sometimes I want some nice bounds in my Minecraft world. So yeah, so I can't reviewing his articles when. Oh, let me see if the websites that I worked for still exist. So, I don't want to say it out loud just yet. Oh no, the domain is for sale. One was called like F Junction or something. I remember one of the most interesting things. I got a message from my like boss at one of the news places I worked for, like years after I quit, and he's like, "Oh, I saw the YouTube channel, by the way. Really happy for the success." And I was like, "That's cool." I wouldn't call him a boss. I was kind of like freelancing, but like it was a nice idea. It was a very nice idea. You know, why aren't more people nice? Buy your former employer. Honestly, I really could. I doubt it costs much money either. That's sweet. Yeah, that was sweet. I don't know. Oh god, how did that just happen? By the way, how did any of that? Whatever. So the realm's a little bit laggy. Something to keep in mind, I guess. Buy the domain. Yeah, it was. I think the interesting thing about like the way we all live in a world where we need to have an adversary, right? Something about having an enemy makes everything easier for most people. And like, so the dynamic of the workplace is like, oh, my boss sucks so bad. But it's like, well, your boss doesn't need to suck so bad. Like, your boss is also a person employed by the company. It's just that your results are his results. So it's really important to him that you do certain things. Anytime that you're not doing something, he needs to get someone else to do it. Or anytime he's not doing something, you need to do it to make sure it gets... You know, there's like a dynamic of that where it's not like a balanced relationship or anything. But at the same time, I think like, yeah, you don't need to hate your boss. I think it's just easy for life to have, like, there's this, so many people genuinely have the belief. You might be watching this and believe this too. Like, full-on believe that, like, yeah, okay, let's just kill a creeper. A lot of people have the genuine belief that, like, there is an evil set of people out there. Hey, thank you! Very much, Greg. Appreciate the $10 tip. There are people who are like, yeah, there is a group of evil people, and they, you know, only I can stop them from running the country. or, you know, doing whatever else. Like, that, there's a whole category of voter out there who will only vote in an election when people on Twitter go like, or, you know, people in their bubble go like, oh, this is the only way you can stop basic... Like, every election we have people being compared to Nazi Germany, because it's the only way people are like, well, I guess I care about it now. Like, the fact that it's any amount effective to be like, well, my opponents are evil and literally want to, you know, murder entire groups of people. And there's, you know, the funny thing is like, I posted about this one year, and people were like, no, Toycat, you don't understand. It literally is happening. And then, you know, the person who was going to do that won, and then it didn't literally happen. But, you know, like, the fact that people's feelings get heightened by the idea of a villain, you know, this is... it works so well, because think about every movie with a villain. You now know, like, oh, I hate this guy so much. I can't wait for him to get taken down a peg. Like, there's the archetypical story of, like, the person who deserves something bad having something bad happening to him. You're never going to have a roof slash be enclosed, I'm assuming, says Unplanned Baby. Yeah, that is the plan. Obviously I'm going to work on lighting first, but it's going to have... I think I'm going to use Deep Slate, because it looks like bedrock, sort of. No one who base their opinions on what people on Twitter say should vote. That's the funny thing. A lot of people... Oh, I've got no Netherrack left. A lot of people think that the internet... Twitter's the special example, because on Twitter, it's something like 95% of the users make no tweets whatsoever. They just browse Twitter, and they sometimes... You know, like, off those 95%, maybe 15% like things. 80% never interact with anything they see on Twitter. They just scroll by, right? So then off the 5% who do make tweets, it's like 95% of them, so, you know, we're talking about like less than 1% of people, make 95%. It's wait, did I see that right? Like, 95% of those don't make most of the tweets. It's like, it's a Pareto principle thing. Like, 80% of the users make, 20% of the users make 80% of the tweets. But it's like that on another level. It's like 5% of the users make 95% of the tweets, and that's off the 5% already who are doing the tweeting. Also, thank you so much, Greg. Man, we got a lot of gifted members recently. Really appreciating it. I tweet, but people don't engage me, says DSTheRN. That's an interesting point too, right? Is like, you are full on Twitter. I've always worried about this. Like, I would never tweet on Twitter. Like, if I didn't already have a platform where some people chose to follow me and, like, you know, like, it's a weird thing. I've seen that. Oh God, see, that's happened again, right? That is some weird physics. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if I like it. So I guess we have to fly back up, or we could just place another one of these big stacks. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, we gotta do it eventually. Let's do it over here. Yeah, there's a really intriguing point. Have you ever heard of the unexpected hanging paradox? I haven't, actually. IRL Blue Man Money's channel. You gotta explain it to me in a really concise way that fits in a single YouTube comment now. Yeah, I'm really excited to add a ceiling to this thing. You know, I mean, that will make these all low-bearing walls. Look at that, Unplanned Baby. Totally playing to the crowd now. Oh yeah, I'll talk more about how good coffee is next. That's how we can really keep the lesbian architect vote going good. But the interesting thing about like the world is we love the villain archetype, because when things are complicated, it's like, oh, I don't even, like, who's the, you know, whereas, like, you know, you ever watch a Disney movie? Who's the villain in Frozen? Is it the prince guy? It's the prince guy. He's like, oh, he's trying to kill someone. Murder is bad. I sure hope he gets his comeuppance. But because it's a movie, instead of him being trialed for crimes or something, you know, like, if you imagine, like, basically any story we ever tell comes down to, like, yeah, they did a bad thing, but then they sure got what was coming to them. It's like, it's a story we love to hear, because why wouldn't you love to hear it? Like, it's the story of justice being done. You can look at the world and say, yeah, well, there are bad people, but they always lose. But the truth is, like, well, I mean, first of all, we don't actually have a common consensus on what a bad person is. Like, you know, you might say criminals are bad, but, like, you're committing, there's so many weird crimes that you're committing all day, every day. When you go 5% over the speed limit, that's a crime. You're a bad person. Hope you die. Um, yeah, your channel is dying, says Yasser Bob. Thank you very much. I get this one a lot, and it's an interesting thing about the idea of having a lot of subscribers is if you have 1 million subscribers, then you wait a decade. You probably don't even have 10,000 subscribers because there's in terms of like subscriber in the way we mean it. Whereas vice versa, if you have just started a channel and you have 100 million view video and then another 100 million view video, you might not have 1 million subscribers yet, but you have millions of people who are considering subscribing, who know of your existence, who would be excited to see another video from you. So, yeah, squaring the circle on, like, what is a live subscriber versus a dead one is an interesting problem. Also, Streamly Fish, thank you very much, Winter's Gem. You know, one day I'll work out what Streamly Fish means, but for now, I'm still going to appreciate that you choose to tip me using that precise phrase. So yeah, I you know, got some questions, but otherwise it's fine. Everyone should ask if Toy Cat has a cat. I had a cat. She used to show up in a lot of my older videos when I lived with my parents. That's the weird thing. Some of my older videos now, I'm like, you can see where I lived with my parents, where I moved out, where I lived with my parents in a different place, where I bought my own place, and then when I moved into somewhere else. And now you can also see like all these temporary like apartments I've lived in. Like I used to love making setup tours whenever I moved somewhere. At this point, it's like, well, do you want a tour of the? I don't know. I think I might start moving them to the third channel, just because I'm at that point now of like, well, I live in too many places, right? Like, where am I right now? I guess I'm in America. Wow, ties all in together. Good thing I've got a flag, or I'd be very confused about where I was. You're doing a nomad run IRL, says Dickus Noodle. I really that was one of the things that I knew I would regret if I didn't do early. It's like I wanted to live in different places to see what it would be like to live in those places. There's a member only. Yeah, you know, maybe that the funny thing is the third channel and the member only videos have a lot of overlap. I should work out a better way to do it, huh? But yeah, I think I always had this desire, like I wanted to live in as many places as possible, and as you get older, you pick up more responsibilities that can't be moved. Even, you know, people think that means like a child or like, I don't know, like a home where you got mortgage payments and all that nonsense. But even if you think about like, you know, like having a cat, having a plant you need to water, that's now an additional responsibility. Having a it's quite an interesting thing, I guess is what I'm saying, is that going somewhere else gets harder and harder the older you get, which is that there's this paradox in the world of money and time. As you get older, you get less and less time, right? But you get more and more money. And so trying to find the perfect confluence of those things is actually surprisingly hard. When do you have enough time to travel? Well, enough money to travel, but also enough time and few enough obligations to be able to do so? When do you have enough money to buy any video game you want, but also enough time to actually play them all? I think that's why streaming is so appealing. If we take this back a topic, kids are only hard to move when they get bigger. They're heavy. That's true. You can pick them up. They don't know where they are when they're 2 years old. The streaming is a great idea for a lot of people. It's like, oh, I want to play games, but I need to make money. What if I could play games and earn the money? Which is what I'm doing right now. Like if I was working a normal job right now, I wouldn't be able to play Minecraft, work on one of my biggest projects ever. I'd be sitting in an office dreaming of doing that while a client sends in their TPS report, and I'm like, I don't want to look at your TPS report. Why am I looking at this? I deserve better than TPS reports on a Thursday. Is it a Thursday? On a Friday. Yeah, we didn't think about how much. Just think about how much more time we'd have if we didn't sleep. Or we didn't need to sleep, because if we didn't sleep, we just. I think about this a lot because It's not even that you just lose 8 hours a day to sleeping. I think I lose like an hour or two of productive time just because I'm like, well, I've just woken up. I've got to get ready to go to sleep. Like, you can't do a bunch and then immediately go to sleep afterwards. You're digging into your sleep time if you do that. Which is a bummer, because, you know, I want to do those things, but I don't want to sacrifice my sleep. Oh my god, it happened again. It's a very, very bizarre thing. Don't know quite what I'm meant to take from it. But yeah, facts, this is why I hate sleeping. Not denying it's important, but man, having to sleep sucks. Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, we got pillages. Okay, you know, I'll take the hero of the village. I mean, what's even called the curse version of the hero of the village? I gotta press the Z button. Okay, it's called Bad Omen. I'll take the Bad Omen effect. You know, I'm a bad A-man. Wait, Amen. You know, that joke could have worked. Because I'm a man and my name is A. I mean, my name isn't A. You know, I want to legally change my name to A. I was thinking about this the other day. I want a name, like, I think it's messed up you have to give your legal name to so many people for so many things. I want a name that is really, really, really unidentifiable. I think John Smith is a great example, like, everyone, or John Doe, I think, is the fun one. There's gotta be some number of people called John Doe. And it's like, yep, people assume I'm not real. Change your name to W. Also, wow, look how much better it looks already. I do have to say. It's a good improvement. Big improvement. Yeah, it's good stuff right here. Yeah, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna make a little clip for the Let's Play real quick. So, give me a second. You can name people anonymous. I'm very confused why we're placing 15,000 Netherrack. Oh, I just had it laying around, so I figured I'd place it somewhere. And then if I need the Netherrack, I can just destroy this all later, right? That's what I'm doing here. Okay, get this, right? So now I stop this recording, and I do my Let's Play voice. You know my formal voice? You know my video voice, which is different to my stream voice? Wow, that looks a lot better, actually. See that? It's different, right? There's a slight difference. I don't know why that is. Wow, you can see the difference already. I feel like I'm much more in the nether than I was before, but now the bits that don't have a wall are even more visible. I think I have to keep the wall going all the way over until it's hidden behind this building, so at least from here, I can have a fully nethered up section. So, you know, more fun block placing time. Go! And there we go. And now I got... Okay. Then we press record again, and we're good. You see that? You like my video voice, internet? Higher pitched. Oh, it's higher pitched in videos, is it? Oh, actually, I thought it'd be lower pitched. Like, so what's going on, guys? It's Toycat here, and I'm speaking in a low pitch. And the reason I'm speaking in a low pitch is because studies have proven that people like lower pitched voices. They find them to be more authoritative. See, let me tell you a fact right now. 99% of statistics are actually made up. I love the back scene. Can we get another full social experiment server? Says Gag. It's a fun idea, but sadly, not. Also, he sounds happier in the video voice. That's an interesting. Okay, so this is something I'm like trying to work on / understand. Is the amount of emotion you can carry in your voice, and the way people genuinely feel things based on your feelings. Like, I'm gonna try and tell a happy story right now, and see if that story makes you happy, okay? Oh man, I'm hungry. I need to eat something. I went to, yesterday, I went out for dinner, actually. I went to also more than 99.9% of people attacked by ninjas and not subscribed IBX Toycat. Stay safe, subscribe. That's right, if you don't subscribe right now, ninjas will literally come and attack you. It's true. You can't confirm, you can't not. You gotta take the safest course of action. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, no, the way you get people to subscribe now is you gotta be like unexpected. So I've gotta come up with some version of that. Do the highest pitch voice you can do. What's up, guys? It's IBX Toycat, and I'm gonna be working on some amazing things today. It's gonna be great. I know it has to be fast, actually. Hello everyone, I'm IBX Toycat, and this is my highest pitch voice. This voice is nice and non-threat. It's non-authoritative. You can't trust what I say, but what you can do is apparently it's American. Oh yeah, I need to eat like real food. You woke up my dog from her nap. I've always heard, okay, so there's the phrase dog whistle. It comes up in politics a lot because like you're saying things that your base can hear, but then everyone else doesn't. I've never known, I never knew that like regular high-pitched noises would wake up your dog, unless that was a joke. You know, you don't have a dog. That was a joke. You definitely don't have a dog. No one has a dog. Dogs are made up. You ever hear about someone actually owning a dog? I know I haven't. How's that southern accent working out for you? I mean, Vegas is in the south of the United States. There's no questioning that. I'm like 300 miles from the border or something. Wait, is that true? Las Vegas to Mexico distance. Las Vegas is... Oh, it's... Okay, to the Mexican border. Is 443 kilometers or 275 miles. Wow, I nailed that. Does that mean Arizona is only 300 miles tall? Interesting. I mean, I guess only 300 miles is like a lot of miles. But I do have a dog. She is my child. How dare you? You know, that's what someone who didn't have a dog but was pretending they did would say. I'm just saying. Sounds real suspicious the way you're defending yourself. No, you gotta pay the dog tax now. Share a photo of your dog on Twitter after this. I'd love to see your dog. It's south, but it isn't in the south. You know, I'm just saying. That sounds ridiculous. You can't be like, it's south, but it's not in the south. It's Wingardium Leviosa, not Wing... Actually, wait, you can't make Harry Potter references anymore, can you? Yeah, I think, Toycat, I've seen your comments on Jake and Amir videos. Good to see you have great comedy tastes. One of the things I've started doing, because I used to do it, okay, I used to leave comments on YouTube before I was a YouTuber, and then I stopped because I was like, oh, this might reflect on me badly one day. In the last, like, few years, I've started being like, wait, what if it's a good thing that it reflects badly on me? And so you know, that Jake, I think that video was like 2 almonds or something. I left a comment on a video about almonds. I was like, well, we'll see how this one goes. Toycat, how's the life? Gotta go soon because I'm heading to the US. Wow, I'm already in the US. Toycat, can you do a Yorkshire accent? Boy, this is my Yorkshire accent. It is a terrible going to pub. Sorry, I can't. I could probably do a Liverpudlian accent if I put my mind to it. But for some reason I cannot do Yorkshire. Any publicity is good publicity. I think there is an element of that. Like, I don't want negative, air quotes, publicity. I think publicity is such a outdated word. It sounds so old-timey, like, oh, do you want some publicity, young lad? I'll tell the public what you're up to, and then they'll love you so much. Yeah, the idea of publicity is a bit of a weird one by itself, and then the terms we use for it are all kind of outdated as well. But, yeah, it was a rip-off of the worst witch anyway. You know, there we go, now we know. But I don't agree with the thing, all publicity is good publicity. But I do think that a lot of the times, things that people think will be negative are not actually negative. Like, if you tell people, yeah, you shouldn't subscribe to Toycat, he says that turtles are gay when they're not. And I'd be like, oh no, people are going to come get me for saying turtles are gay. By the way, turtles are gay, fun fact. And you know, I might go through that entire thing. And then I realize that people are like, find that funny, and they're like, oh, that Toycat guy sounds funny. I want him to tell me more sexualities of more animals, you know? Or even if it's a controversial opinion. If I don't know, like, just to use the Hogwarts... If you hear that, like, oh yeah, this YouTuber is playing this game that people don't like for fun reasons, you know, like, a lot of people would be like, oh, I can't believe, I thought he was one of the good ones. A lot of people, though, would be like, oh, cool. I wanted to see someone play that game. Let's go give it a watch. Like, the reason I think that coffee turtles... You know what? They're gay, they're not lesbian. For some reason, there's a distinction in the English language. I'm not here to discuss why it's there. I'm just here to mention that it is. I thought straws killed the turtles, not turn them gay. You know, it is pretty, you know, one of the gayest things we do as a society is say like, oh no, poor turtles. Are you eating our plastic straws? I guess we'll just ruin the concept of the beverage industry. What if we just made all beverages worse? Would you like that, turtles? Or turtles, do you want us to bend over? And do you want to just take us right here? That's what we've said as a society. We've said, yeah, we are open, we are available, and you can just have it whenever you like, you know, turtles. And I think that's weird. So anyway, you know, I'm just saying, if you turned a turtle into a human and then introduced them to the concept of plastic straws, they would be on board. They wouldn't be like, ooh, this is very harmful to my species. They'd be like, they'd be drinking their tiki drinks, having a great time. Oh, again. Okay, that's an interesting bug. I don't know why it keeps happening, but I can see that it does. Yeah, there's a really interesting thing in, like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know, like, here's an example. If I hear that the brand new the brand new Big Mac, you know, they introduced a double McPlant at McDonald's for January, because apparently January is veganuary. I've heard of so many Americans be like, veganuary is never gonna happen. It's funny because in the UK I think it does. But like I only heard about that burger through some dumb controversy, and then I was like, oh, that sounds interesting actually. Like two beyond, you know, like usually you don't get double plant-based things. Is that good? Probably not. Did I like to find out? Now I know about it, I can make, like, most of the issue of selling your product, I guess I should say, to reverse engineer that one, is that people don't know it exists. Like, I want you to know about the great shirts available at ibxtoycat.store. If every single day, before you did everything else you did, you went to ibxtoycat.store, and then you thought to yourself, do I want to buy something here today? Okay, not today. But then one day you might be like, oh yeah, I'd love a piece of great Toy Cat. You know, it's not only great Toy Cat merch, you can buy literally just IBX Toy Cat hoodies there. So comfortable, so great. But you can also get mugs that remind you you're going to die one day. It's a great collection of stuff. But the problem is, not enough people know about ibxtoycat.store. ibxtoycat.store. Available in the description. Because people... because people don't know about it. But no, more seriously, like, the biggest problem is awareness. Like, people don't know... Like, I don't know about the shoe company that sells the best shoes in the world. I would consider looking at their prices and their options and their whatever else, but I don't know they exist. I would love to. I don't know, like my favorite video game is one that I don't know about. I just haven't played it yet because I don't know it exists. Okay, we're gonna build a nice free layers for all of this too. And that should be enough to be comfortable for a bit. I got nervous when you got close to the bed. I forgot you weren't in the nether. Ah, it's working, Dante! Ah, my illusion is finally working. But yeah, I think it's really... most issues are a matter of brand awareness. And so the reason any publicity is good publicity is because even if 99% of people who hate your message, or people who see your message hate it, if the 1% consider buying something, that's 1% more people than you had before. And the smaller a brand you are, the less it matters about negative publicity. Because again, if it turns out that I use sweatshop labor to make the things at ibxtoycat.store, who knows? Maybe I do. You don't know. Do I? Is it in a sweatshop? You have to find out by buying it. Even if that was horrific and like it was a big controversy, a lot of people would be like, wait, these mugs that say we're all gonna die someday, these ridiculous mugs were made in a sweatshop. Well, I'll pick one up while I'm here. It's a fun thing. Also, Toy Chat is the 1%. We are the 1%. That's just, don't fact check any other things about that. Just we are the 1%. Toy Cat uses sweatshop labor confirmed. I'm not saying I don't use sweatshop labor. Actually, you know, I have one of my one sec. Let me go find out. But get the sweatshop merch at ibxtoycat.store while I quickly confirm that it is made in a sweatshop. Like, I hope that it is, but I can't be sure, you know? I'll have to go check my clothing. If it says made in America or made in, like... I hope it says Bangladesh or China. We can only pray, though. Oh, wow, what a great shirt this is. Is it? Wait, it's upside down. Wow, what a great shirt this is. Reminding me that it is literally just an IBX Toycat shirt. And it is... Oh no. Oh no, what if it's made in America? What if I lied just now? Oh, it doesn't say. It doesn't say on it, which is how you know it was made in a sweatshop, right? It would be proud about its made stat. Maybe it says on the inside? I love this color, by the way. It's like, if you are gonna get a Toycat shirt, like, just wear one of these. Like, wear a different color. I know you want to get black. I know that's statistically what everyone gets. AT? Is that Austria? Oh, Nicaragua. Okay, are there sweatshops in Nicaragua? I hope so. You know, I hope there are sweatshops over there. Not sure yet, but I lost my controller. We can choose to believe there are. Don't worry, the Toycat shirts are made in a sweatshop. The mugs too. The Valentine's Day cards. Don't worry, it's all made in the finest of sweatshops. Like, seriously, I went to all of them and I was like, who has the worst working conditions? I'm not buying from you unless this is pure. I wanted to keep prices down, so we have to get as many. We are the 1%. You are the 1%, James. You know what? If everyone's the 1%, though, can we all be the 1%? Do you want to be the 1% of the 1%? That's actually the interesting thing about, like, I know it's like a catchy slogan to be like, well, the 1% are, the 1% are, they have all of the wealth, and so we need to. But, like, it's funny because, like, within the 1%, it's like, well, it's actually, you know, the distribution just gets even crazier. Like, all of the wealth from the 1% is mostly the 0.01%, and then, you know, even from that, within that group, it's like, well, if you look at Jeff Bezos and compare him to, you know, the 10,000th richest man in the world, it's a huge difference in gap. So the 0.01% then has its own inequality, right? And it just keeps ramping up. If anything, the closest thing you have to equality is at the bottom. Bottom, like 37% of people have negative money, but it's mostly negative low amounts of money. I wonder who's like the most in-debt person in the world. Like, because it's probably technically some billionaire, but like, who has no assets but still has a ton of debt? Is it like maybe someone who's like gone to medical school and then just taken out a mortgage, or yeah, that's the thing. Love joining a Toycat stream to this conversation topic. Look, everyone else is using sweatshops and they're just not admitting it. That's all I'm saying. What's the grind my gears rant today? Says unknown no. Okay, things that grind my gears. I'd like to take a moment with you all today to reference. It's an idea that I'm sure bothers us all, but the idea of non-inclusive pricing. I almost made a whole video on it today. That's how upset I was with it. Like, so I was booking a car, and I went on the Enterprise website, and I, you know, or Avis or Budget, your car manufacturer of choice or rental dealership of choice, whatever they are. If you go on the US site, it'll be like $200. Oh, plus $80 a day in taxes. Or if you just go on the UK site, it's like, yeah, $280 a day, or whatever it is in pounds. Yeah, it looks much nicer. You know, I could just keep it going a bit further. Yeah, why not? No, actually, good reason why not. I might as well keep that flat up to there, though. If this is all one big flat line, that'll look better. Yeah, we'll do that. So, an Unlisted Online for being in debt is going to have influxes of money donated to them, so it would change lightning fast. There's got to be some collective set of financial information that can let us know who is the most in debt. And then as long as you don't publish their name. Yeah, the thing is though, they would want to get donations, be like, I'm the most in debt man on the planet, please give me money. Your build looks so good, says Kayla Spagnola. Hey, thank you. I'm sure you make good-looking builds too. I'm sure they're better looking than mine. I'm sure quite a bit even. I might even go as far as to say. But, yeah, are you excited to see millions of builds in the Cherry Blossom? I think, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool builds made from it. I've already seen people playing around with the new block set. It's gone pretty well for them. It's a French guy who owes on fraud charges. Oh, yeah, if you just commit a lot of fraud and you don't have any money, that's an easy way to get, like, millions or tens of millions in debt. You know, it's always the French, isn't it? It's always the French. But yeah, I like these walls a lot. I'm gonna keep on going with them. Okay, get some Netherrack. Bring in all the debt, but have high returns that pay the debt is probably the best kind of debt. Oh, that's the interesting thing, right? It's because this is a big debate in a lot of countries, is whether it actually makes sense to be in so much debt. Like, because, you know, if you can borrow, hypothetically, if you could get a loan where someone said, just give me 1% interest every single year, and then you just invest that loan in, like, the stock market, so, you know, something like that, then, or, you know, anything that makes more than 1%, you're in a huge amount of debt, but you're using that debt to make money. And that sounds like ridiculous and unsafe, but if you've ever bought a house, that's what you do there. You borrow a bunch of money really cheaply, use it to buy an asset that appreciates by more than the money you're borrowing, and then, you know, it's a questionable idea. But is this a Minecraft stream or tutorial on how to get in debt in 2023? Probably that second one. Now that you mention it, probably the second one. Yeah, I think there's a really good debate about whether you should get into a bunch of debt. And ultimately, like, the world is built on debt, so you always win when you're super... If you're using debt to buy things that produce money, you usually are in the plus. But you're also more at the whims of the people who are owing that money. It's, you know, it's like, I know, it's a big circle of money lending and owing. And, you know, speaking of circle money lending and owing, thank you very much, David Solmano.
Sweet returns.
I've seen so many people make the fun decision to be like, well, what if I cash out all of my, you know, 401k, IRA, whatever you want to call it, and then I invest it in something super risky? That's going to go well for me. And you always hear about when it goes wrong, but you never hear about the guy who got like 10k in debt, bought Bitcoin, and then it went 100 times up in value, and now they're a millionaire. Because they're not posting about that. They're like, well, or I don't know, like, if you went into debt £1 to buy a lottery ticket, and that lottery ticket won, that would be a real genius move. Most people who would go into debt to buy a lottery ticket aren't going to win. And even the ones who do, like, they're going to make a mistake, right? One of the universal truths is that, like, the sort of... It's usually better not to win the lottery. There is... It's one of those fun ones too, right? Like, there's no way it sounds like it can be true. Like, the lottery's just money. How can money be worse for you? But I think the tale of how so many lottery winners go broke, lose their friends, get robbed. There was one lottery guy who he kept like $500,000 in cash at all times, which is really ridiculous, by the way. And so someone broke into his car and took it. And so, rather than thinking, I shouldn't keep that much cash in my car, he just put another $500,000, he pulled out another $500,000 in cash, put that in his car, and then that got robbed again, because now the thief... And it was just like, come on, you know, why do people, when you're that bad with money, I think you make the world a worse place too. Because not only did he get robbed, which you might think that's like bad for him, like, wow, I feel bad for Mr. Lottery Winner, who lost $1 million there. But it's like, now you've convinced someone the way to get rich in life is by taking from someone else. When you make, you know, that he made crime pay. And usually crime pay is like a tiny amount, sure. He made crime $1 million profession. And you don't pay taxes on crime. Usually, I mean, you're meant to. But no one does. So you don't pay taxes on crime. And so, yeah, long story short, winning the lottery, probably not as good of an idea as you think it is. I don't feel bad for him, it's his fault. Yeah, that's an interesting thing, is, are people who win the lottery and screw it up, is that their fault? Or are they kind of like genetically pre-wired to be bad at big events? You know, like, oh, I wasn't meant to build this high. Oops. You know, I'll let it run down. It's fine. There's a really interesting debate to be had in, like, you know, like, is having the lottery there? Because some people call the lottery like an idiot tax, and, you know, or a bad at maths tax. And it's funny because, like, yeah, technically, if you look at the expected value, you're just throwing away a bunch of money. But we do that with so many other things in life that we don't say you're an idiot for. You're not an idiot for buying house insurance, even though the odds of your house burning down are, you know, like, if your house is a 1 in 100,000 chance of burning down, and they charge you $2, and it costs $100,000 to rebuild, if they charge you $2 to insure that house, you're losing money compared to taking that gamble. But people like certainty. People will pay a lot of money for certainty too. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, this is like a thing I think everyone gets trapped in eventually. Is like, you value stability more than you value fresh and exciting things. As you get older, it's a thing. Also, look, winning lottery is fine, but then people don't. People increase their outgoings and don't know how to manage their money. Yeah, I would say the number one tip for anyone listening to this right now who cares about anything, number one tip I could give you is, like, if you come into a bunch of money, don't think to yourself, well, now I have to spend this money because I have it. And that's what people do with money. They spend it. It's like, you will eventually have some use for that money. Even if you don't, you can make the world a better place by donating it or whatever fun reasons you have. But what you shouldn't do is think, I'm earning, you know, I have 1,000 units of currency here. Better go buy things worth 1,000 units of currency, because that's one of the easiest ways not to have 1,000 units of currency anymore. I think owning money would be more fun than spending it, says JuhoS. That's an interesting theory. Yeah, like, owning money being... Like, the number one thing that you can get from owning money as opposed to spending it, even though money is designed to be spent, is financial certainty. You will now feel safe for the rest of your days, knowing, you know, if you have... The more you spend, the less you have. You can't have your cake and eat it too, is a phrase I didn't understand for so long. But it's like, yeah, if you spend all of your money, now you don't have any. And the number one thing that money can buy is, like, financial security. If you have financial security, then you can make so many other decisions just better. You're not under this pressure of, like, if I don't do this, everything goes to hell. Also, do you see this? Every time I cross a chunk, there's like this, like, you see that? There's like a lighting thing happening. Don't know what it is, but it's very odd. Also, all of these are going out right now. I should probably have some that go in. You know what? Screw it. I'll just have it all go out. Place more quartz. Oh, yeah, spike for you. Good idea. Place a quartz block right over here. And then over here. And one of these. There we go. Got some quartz going. More than great. Yeah, I've got to remember to mix in the quartz as I'm going. I don't want to use too much of it, but I want to make sure that it's, like, at least occasionally visible. So then we'll have this go out by a block as well. Then we'll just go right back in. Are you going to replace water with lava, says Dragon's Breath? See, that is a really interesting question. I think that would be the best way to do this. But also, that's a lot of training. Like, over here, I think if we were going to do it here, we'd have to, like, have the lava go on top of the water. Even then, that's a lot of lava. Yeah, but it might be best for me to make, like, an automatic lava thingamajiggy. Put the wall on fire. I might be better off just having a big pit of, like, orange wool. At least it'd be a helpful bug if you need to see chunk borders for farms. Yeah, that's true. You know, the more bugs that exist on chunk borders, the more you'll be able to see where chunk borders are. What a genius idea that is. Yeah, there's a lot of water here that'd have to be replaced with lava. I think just removing the top couple layers might do a lot for me. But removing the top couple layers of anything is actually quite tricky. People's problems are always relative to their normalcy. But the thing is, you cannot compare how bad each situation is. Yeah, that's a funny. That's the funny thing about suffering. But I think like you need to learn this early on to be like an empathetic human being. Is like there is no such thing as suffering the most. No one's suffering is invalid. Even so Notch is a billionaire who has some interesting opinions. But like even you know like and people look at that and they go, wow, Mr. Billionaire over here doesn't have any friends because he can't trust people aren't just after him for his money. And like to me it's like, yeah, you can't say you have this thing, therefore you have no problems. Because I think everyone has problems. I think humans as a whole have problems. And sure, you know, Notch's problems aren't as bad as your problem. But your problems aren't as bad as a mother who has 3 kids in Africa and has to decide, like, do I go to the well each day and get not very clean water? Or do I do all the other things? You know, like, oh yeah, look at you over there. You suck. Your problems are nothing compared to feeding your children dirty water or having to go much, much further to get probably cleaner water. Yeah, your problems mean nothing, therefore. Also, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just place lava on top of this water and just have a giant lava lake be there. I might place some netherrack around the edges and then kind of make a more natural lake shape. Because I think there is a fun lake to be found in all of this. This is mostly going to be Nether stuff, I guess. So Cat finally found the use case for the desert well. You know, I'm just saying. I would say there are multiple uses now. It's so useful. I think they're gonna have to nerf the desert well. We're at that level of power almost. How did you get the most Nev from killing withers? Oh man, killing those withers got me so much Netherrack. It is true. I wouldn't say that's most of it though. Also, yeah, see, even looking now, you can see that tiny bit of nether quartz really does break up the wall nicely. It breaks it up quite nicely. Yeah, some of these builds, like, this was a weird old one. Also, I hope you're all doing desert well, chat. I hope you're all doing very desert well. Yeah, I like the occasion, like, maybe I've just got too little of it and I need to have more, like, batches. But just an occasional bit here and there. It does go a long way. It does go a long way. So, oh man, I'm having like a wave of tiredness right now. Ugh, yeah. Ooh. There are relatively objective metrics for assessing well-being, but not for well-feeling. Yeah, mental health is one of those things we genuinely just pretended didn't exist for a really long time. And so now we have to look at it and be like, okay, it does exist. And but it's like, so what are we gonna do about it? You know, what do we do knowing this information? How do we make this better? How do we actually solve this? And we're at the stage of like mental health treatment where we were with like letting blood in the 1500s, where we're like, we know there's a problem, but God, if we know how to solve it. I think I might raise the entire wall 2 blocks to make that stand out less. It's a bit annoying to have to. You know, I'll just make it 3 blocks and then it'll be a more even fit. So I think oh man, I've gone real far on this wall. Oh yeah, oh man, this will go so far. Okay, so I'm basically done with the walls, honestly. I guess I started at a low point and then I had to come out to a high point. That's fine, though. So which of these is the actual end wall of the world? I'll let future me work that out. But now, let's place some blocks. We're so high up that no mobs can get me, so even as it turns nighttime, it just gets prettier. Doesn't cause any problems. Okay, so I'm going to make this into a set of 2. You know, I'll have 3, sure, why not? Just to add some extra visual detail here and there. I want to go quite a few blocks before doing it again. Also, I wanted to do 3 blocks. I don't know how I messed that up. 3 blocks, whole way across. We're going to have a consistent top to this nether. And right now, it's at 91 blocks. What do we do now that everyone is broken in some way, says Angel? That's the funny thing, is that I think we've all always been broken in some way. It's just we're now better able to put words to it. Like, if you really dive into it, personalities, to some extent, are just descriptions of how broken you are. My aunt's... Wait, my aunt? Yeah, my aunt's new husband is really, really weird. He has to count his... Wait, I don't know if I should say this out loud. I'm like, wait, that's a family member. But he has to count all his bowls before he can sleep comfortably. He has to make sure that all of his bowls are in the cupboard so that he can get to bed. And previously we've been like, that's just Bowl Greg over there. You know how Greg gets about his bowls? That's quirky and funny. But now you look at that and you go like, does Greg have like a serious form of OCD? Is obsessive compulsive disorder? Like, he feels he can't go to sleep without his bowls? That's debilitating behavior. And so yeah, like we've all always been broken in some way. Like, I know even if you think about like historical figures, you'll find out that like H-Man from Germany in the 1930s/1940s, he used to bathe so much because he would feel unclean all the time. If you really want to, you can make a pretty decent case that like, yeah, the feelings that people have when they feel, you know, racism feelings are feelings that like people of other races are unclean. There's a Greg's got OCD. Greg has definitely got OCD. It's, you know, or maybe not. Maybe he's got like extreme paranoia. Because oh wow, I said no mobs could spawn up here, but I was wrong apparently. Yeah, I know, like, I have OCD regarding cleanness. Am I H-Man? You're worse than H-Man. It's so much worse than H-Man. Make sure he has all his bowls. Don't worry about the marbles. Oh yeah, the phrase like lost all his marbles. That's funny. But yeah, it's like, you know, if that's his only big problem in life, right? Is that he has to check his bowls every day. You know, you can create a drug that will fix, I don't know, parts of his personality. Or you could say, yeah, most people around his life can... Because, you know, I think you realize this more and more as you see more people in your life, and you kind of realize... I know, like, no! Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't want the wall to be there anyway. It gives me an opportunity to place some nether quartz over here. Perfect. See? Love it. Absolutely love it. But, like, you know, is that not a fair and valid thing that, like... If he's perfectly fine if he just has his bowls, then just maybe we should just give him his bowls. That's, you know, like, that... more, like, there are all sorts of, like, personality disorders, basically, that work really well with each other. If someone is really, really, really... you know, I don't know, like, if someone's really insecure, they find someone who's, like, over-the-top confident and overly secure, and you know, like, those are both problems, but they match with each other relatively well. If you find someone who's really, if someone's super OCD and into cleaning, and someone is, like, really, really, really bad at prioritizing cleaning, isn't that a good combination? You might be able to say. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe these are all terrible examples. The way he says bowls sounds like bulls. Oh no, don't demonetize me again, YouTube. Don't demonetize me again. Yeah, there's a real question in, like, should you just give people what they... Because, you know, okay, this is the interesting thing. Like, some people will use this to the reverse. Like, someone who has, like, some mental condition where... I forget the term for this, but if you're really easily unpleased, there's a term, I don't know what it is. You can now use that to make sure that everyone around you acts perfectly all the time, and you freak out irrationally if they don't. And then people around you might see that as a good thing, because they're like, well, if she's not freaking out, then clearly I know I'm doing fine. Whereas some people find that as like, oh god, this is a person I have to, like, always tiptoe around. This is a person I can never quite feel secure in Because what if there's the next big freak out? Also, I like my little end over here. Navigator did a great job. I have borderline and PTSS, maybe PTSD, and I've learned to live with it, and I'm happy. So, borderline, I'm assuming you mean borderline personality disorder. That's a fun set. That's a fun. I think there's a bipolarity is a thing too, right? Of like going through emotions in extreme states. A lot of people go through that. How do you deal with it? Should it be a thing that everyone around you deals with, or is it a thing that you deal with, or is it a thing you come to some middle ground on that? Throw the egg. You know, I should have thrown the egg at the cactus instead of... You know, that would have been a better idea. OCD and ADD/ADHD people with no personal coping skills stress me out. Yeah, it's like, okay, you know, one of the... Okay, here's an example. Anxiety is a very real thing. Just don't want anyone out there to be like, I don't know if it is. Anxiety, it's a real... It can be a disorder, but it's also a thing people feel all the time. Same with, you know, to some lesser extent, depression. So, if you have, like, you know, if when you go into a new social circumstance, you get extreme anxiety, I would describe, like, you know, some amount of truth to that in myself. You can either say, oh, I have anxiety, I don't want to do that. Or you can learn, like, well, this is what social circumstances are like when you're anxious. Okay. And so if you never learn to actually cope with a thing, then the debilitating problem is not that you have the problem, it's that you use the problem as a way to shield yourself from personal growth. If you say, I have OCD, things have to be clean all the time ever, I have to have all my bowls or I freak out, and it's like, okay. Try not having the bowls for a second. You know, have you ever heard of the idea of exposure therapy? There's this... Also, thank you! Appreciate you becoming a member. Jules York. Glad you know, I will not make poor financial decisions with you. You know, I won't make a promise for that, but I appreciate you joining the club. Anxiety is a every single day problem. It's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. Like, but the thing is, like, right, is like, nothing in life is that easy. Like, entertainment is real easy. Like, that's why playing games all day is, like, the greatest cope you can do of anything. I love playing games. Would love to do it all day, every day. Most things in life aren't easy, I should perhaps say. But the struggle is, like, okay, how are you going to do it anyway? How are you going to make this happen regardless? Yeah, making sure that you don't just give up. Quite an important thing, I would say. So we'll place some there and there. Just, again, making sure there's some extra nether quartz in here. I would try not having the bowls, but instead of bowls, it's my hands being clean. They're kind of attached to me. So again, if like, you know, as an example, right? It's like, there are going to be circumstances where you can't clean your hands. Hypothetically. Just try it. Like, in the same way, exposure therapy is like, you go through the thing that's so terrible, and then you're like, well, it can never be as... The fear of something bad is almost always worse than the bad thing. Maybe death is a good example of not that. But even then, like, dying isn't that bad, right? Like, I've heard your brain gives you, like, a rush of, like, you know, good feelings to, like... It's, you know, it's just dumping all those chemicals anyway. So you have... Dying might be the most amazing feeling that exists in the world. But thinking about it, not good. I suffer with horrendous anxiety. I did overcome it by living with my alcoholic, emotionally abusive parent. I enjoy the result, but not the best method to get there. Yeah, you can say that twice. I totally agree. Not the ideal way to get over a problem, for sure. Not ideal in the slightest. Man, that's weird. That's so weird. Am I hiding one of my blocks now? But there is a thing in there about, like, I think this is how allergies work. I don't know for sure. If you just expose yourself to more and more of an allergy, the allergy genuinely goes away. Some people, it's so bad that they can't, you know, to some extent. But, yeah, you're gonna add some mobs to that nether place. Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I should get, like, a magma cube. How should I keep them in one place? Like, what nether mobs can you tie to a fence? and then hide the fence like underground. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll like, okay, so like a strider probably, right? Strider's got to be tideable to a fence. I had alcoholic roommates that threw a lot of parties that helped me a lot with my social skills, though it was stressful for sure. See, that's okay. There's some bad advice, but it's what I want to talk about. Is like a lot of people like the first time they ever realize you can have an anxiety-free world is when you're drinking alcohol. Like it's there's a word for it, but it reduces your inhibitions, and so for a lot of people, anxiety is an inhibitor. It's something that stops you from doing all sorts of dumb things every day. And so not having that inhibitor, pretty interesting thing. Leads to some very interesting results. And so, but a lot of people are just, at first I'd say a lot of people like don't see what that's like. Like, it's funny, right? Like there is an anti-anxiety drug available to everyone. Wouldn't recommend taking it because it has horrendous side effects. But the more important part of that is like, yeah, a lot of people then start getting addicted to the thing. They're like, I need to rely on this anti-anxiety liquid that I found. And I can't, it becomes the same as the bowls thing. Like, I can't live without my anti-anxiety juice. And it's like, well, you should try not to be reliant on things that can kill you. How about that? Same with like, oh yeah, I need my emotional support tiger. If you become reliant on that emotional support tiger, it will eventually kill you. That's what certain drugs are. They sound real great. They got a lot of downsides. A lot of might kill you sides. Also, thank you very much for the tip. Unknown. Minecraft proves the world is flat. Change my world. The world is flat. You're right. Also, Jules York. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing desert well. Could you show me? Are you here in chat? Could you give me a desert well emoji? Love to see it. Yeah. What step do you think we'll finish with today? Says Dragon's Breath. So my goal is to have the walls properly done. I think that's the. I think like right. I want to have the walls up to 91. The walls need to go up another like 60 blocks or something. But if I have them this high, I can at least have like a functioning miniature version of it. And then I can cover this part with the Netherrack. Because there's like I think with every project, if you go too big, you need to like have options to scale back. Or rather than seeing it that way, you should start with a small project, then keep building it up and up and up. I think meds should be used as something to help you till you can get under control of coping skills. You just have so many issues, now I have none after working myself for a few years. Oh, that's awesome, Kayla Spagnola. Like your name, by the way. Jules York says, you have made my day. I'm glad! I missed that comment. That's why I asked for the desert well. I'm glad you're doing... You're doing very desert well, it sounds like. I'm glad I could help in some way. But, yeah, So, yeah, how was your day, though, says DDX 2021. Honestly, I've been having some good days. I've been working on a new, like, I don't know, like, recipe for life, basically. It's something I try to do while I'm out here. Because the way I see it is, like, a lot of people don't like these videos. Like, I can't... There's limitations to what I can record. For some reason, the realm, like everything's like a little bit worse here. And so rather than going full force into videos and then like not achieving 100% as if I was somewhere else, I'm trying to focus on other aspects of life that are like a little bit harder to focus on at home. So there's a lot of sun out here, so I can get like all the happy juice inside of me. I've got a gym in my building, so I'm trying to like do more, like working out stuff. Yeah, I guess I've been having a good day. I've done like a few hard things that need to be done, and I know that later I'm going to enjoy some real good food. And yeah, that's exciting to me. Beef jerky. Oh, I found a jerky brand I love so much recently. I don't know if it's like common. It's called like God, I actually don't know. It's they call themselves Provisions, not jerky though. It's so good. Send some VitD to Scotland with Pale. Buff cat. More like buffet cat, am I right? Sorry to be a bad influence, but did you ever go to the Cravings buffet? Wait, Cravings buffet. Oh, in the Mirage. I haven't been, no. It's a hidden gem. It's closed. It hasn't, I think it closed during the pandemic. Hasn't reopened, would be my guess. Interesting. I wonder why it's closed. I have not been. It's funny, like, you know, I know you're referencing you've been living a healthy life. But what about this? Yeah, I say I've been living a healthy life. I did drink the poisonous potato juice yesterday. Wow, rest in peace. Scotland is not real. Yeah, Scotland is not real, it's true. I've never seen a real Scottish person. You only see fake Scottish people. Are you in Vegas, lol? Says Kayla Spagnola. I am in Vegas, lol. I am, in fact. Yeah, I really like it here. It's one of my favorite places in the world. I think I get really close to like being like, I should just buy a place here and blah, blah, blah. I definitely foresee some portion of my life being spent here. I don't know what portion though. Toy Cat, do you miss Legacy Console Edition? Yeah. I miss it a lot. I got a new Legacy Console video coming out soon. I'll say that much. It's exciting. Every time I get to go back and play it, it's a good time. I love going to Vegas when I meant so much to do and so many beautiful places nearby. Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, there's so much... You know, it's a city that can be awful for you if you want it to be, but also great. Also, what is that? Oh, that's an arrow that has a creeper on. I was like, why is there a gap in my bridge there? But, you know, it makes perfect sense. You should add more detail. Once in a while, place blocks right or left. Yeah, as you can see, this is what I've kind of done there. I have some random pillars coming out of nowhere. I'll have some of the pillars, like, fade back in. So, like, over here, for example, we could have, like, the next... Well, actually, we'll try it over here. Over here, we'll have, like, this go out a couple of blocks. And then this goes in. And so then we got, like, new pillars forming and developing. If we just do enough stuff like that, we'll make a slightly more interesting look. I think, honestly, like, it's meant to be, like, mostly squarish, though, so... That is still the goal, the target, etc. Yeah, I think it works somewhat well. Make a nether-y end. I made a nether-themed pillager outpost. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, I basically live in Vegas. It's pretty cool. I grew up with you from where you were and slowly shift to move to Vegas. I think I'm going to make the opposite shift soon. Again, I kind of want to, like, talk about it in one place, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It's a big thing. Okay, so let's go to sleep, and then we're going to record another little video segment. Yeah, I think, you know, I like to have the quick, like, here's 45 minutes of progress in a few seconds. Magic. I live in Vegas near Red Rock. That is not very far away from where I live. Honestly, anything in Vegas is not very far away from anything else in Vegas. Okay, now we're gonna have a quick little video segment. Okay, so I'm gonna do my video voice. Be warned, it's fun. Apparently, it's higher pitch. So I've built the wall, and I've also. So I built more of the wall. I raised it up, and I also made it go quite a lot further than I probably needed to. But as soon as I did this, I just realized that I needed to, more than anything else, make sure that I just finished the entire, you know, see, that's an example where we just can redo it. The power of editing. No one ever sees that, except all of you who just saw it right now. So I increased the size of... So I made the wall go all the way past there. In fact, I made it go quite a way past there. And I also raised it up by a few blocks. And now I have a much nicer wall that is quite substantial. However, now that it goes for so much of the world, I think I need to finish the entirety of this. This is going to take some serious timing. But, you know, just real quick, you got to place more wall. Sometimes it's what you got to do. So all the way around this corner is now going to go up to there. How long will it take me? Probably too long. But you don't have to see that because, wow, magic editing time. Isn't that fun? Do you like that, internet? Do you like feeling like you're watching a video? This voice is extremely strange to me. It's interesting. I wonder how many more people are interested by the. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I need to eat something. I'm going to go grab a snack. The shift in voice. Okay, so let's do the same voice for this entirety thing right here. I'm about to place up some blocks. The thing is there's a different energy of what you're saying. You can't have a real conversation as much because when you're in this voice, you're talking at someone. So you can't be like, oh yes, what's the deal with like, you know, doctors? You ever realize how doctors might actually be the ones killing us? We wouldn't even know about it because we trust them so much. But what if actually all doctors are bad? We don't even know about it. Wow. More fun facts. There's an energy, there's a speed. I need to grab food. One sec. Never realized Toycat's video voice was different to his streaming voice. I didn't realize it either until some people referenced it, like last time I did it, and I was like, whoa, you're right. Like genuinely, it's just I'm talking to a different audience, so I talk in a different tone of voice. So real quick, I'll just leave you staring at my wall of my nether. It's a nice nether wall, right? Okay, one sec. Be right back. Okay, what I got myself. You know, you can barely see. You know, how about you just stare exclusively at my webcam? This is how it's set up, by the way. It's terrible. I got some tempura seaweed. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. It's a bag of seaweed, but the seaweed has little pieces of tempura attached to the floor. Oh, it's so good. They sell these at like Asian markets. I don't know if you can tell from the bag. I feel like if I put this drawing on one of my... If I use this art anywhere in my world, I'd get in trouble. So good, even though I'm Asian. Anyway. I think crisps contain like fat or something. Probably true, right? I like crispy seaweed. I love crispy seaweed. Okay, and then also, to balance out the fat and the carbs or whatever, I've got some venison jerky. I think I'm eating a deer right now. Is that what venison is? I choose not to believe that that's correct. Yeah, the brand's called Epic Jerky. It's like the best I've ever had. Asian market food is extremely good or extremely bad. No in between. I agree with that. I think, okay. Here's my crazy take. The best things in the world are either things that are really comfortable or things that you're not expecting to be comfortable, but are anyway. Like the reason my bowl loving uncle needs to have his bowls is because that's what he's used to. He needs to go to the bowl cupboard and he needs to see the bowls there. That's what he goes for. If you go to the same restaurant every week, you know the inside, you know exactly what that lasagna tastes like. You know exactly like whatever else you're eating there tastes like. And that's fun. But what's also fun is when you try something brand new that could be awful, could be bad. It's like a Skinner box equation. Like, once something becomes predictable, the amount of good it can ever be is kind of limited. You know, this is why, even though, you know, like, I don't know, like the most comfortable things in your life are comfortable, whereas the most enjoyable things in your life are crazy and confusing and unexpected. Kill the drowned for a chance to get a trident. Chat, should I kill the drowned? Yes or no? You can be the deciders. The music's making this somewhat emotional. You know, this music can make anything seem deep. Good day, good sir. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you, Deshi. How are you doing? Delete the drowned. Wait, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, chat. I want a trident. Will we get one? Hey, we do. Oh, yeah, awesome. We might as well kill this drowned while we're here, though, right? Ah, you know what? That was greedy. Should have stuck with one. Yeah, that's awesome. I got a trident now. It's very dead, but now I can throw this at things. What happens if you throw a trident at a cactus? Does it get deleted? It can't get deleted, right? Does it get deleted? I'm not too sure. I see you have a mosquito bite on your neck. I don't even know what this actually is. Wait, let me show you. Okay, what is this? Because I always have them, like, there. Look at that. It's not a hickey, I can assure you. I'm not being hickeyed by anyone right now. You can take my, look, oh, you can't. The American flag's cut out here, but you can see the American flag. Wait, how is that possible? Oh, that's odd. No flag? Flag. Wait, can I? Interesting. The ceiling's still the same, but I can go way further this way. Okay, forgot what I was going for there. It was a hickey. I put it here. Said Super Dash. I'm officially accepting applications to be Toy Cat's hickey giver. Send in your send in your hippie applications. You know, I agree with that. Cat Beanie. 2 steps ahead of me as always. I love jerky. It's one of the joys in life. Sometimes it's all you need, you know? Throw a trident at the cactus. Yeah, you know, that's what we have to do. We have to go find out, don't we? We can't live a life of not knowing. So let's go know. So I've got plenty of Netherrack. Oh, I've got 6 Netherrack blocks left. Let's just go place these, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's go for a trident and a cactus. Chat, what do you reckon happens? Does it get destroyed? I think it might. Oh, it doesn't. That's interesting because cactus will destroy cactus. I mean, why does the cactus destroy the cactus rather than the cactus destroying the cactus, though? That's so interesting. Okay, if I throw it, like, diagonally. No. What about from the top? Yeah, let's try, like, from the top, right? Let's, break that cactus, break that cactus. Intriguing. You can throw a trident at a cactus, and it survives. Not what I would have expected. There we go. 4 high cactus. People need to like the video. You know what? It's true. The, likes on the video are something you can do. But it's also something you can not do. Honestly, you feel like not liking the video today? I understand. I'm a busy person too sometimes. Thank you very much. Cat Beanie test tip. You know, Cat Beanie is the brave, testing the waters for anyone who wants to tip. You do now know if you go to streamlabs.com/toycat, link down below, your message will appear on the stream. On the screen? Yeah, the screen, not the stream. IBX Toycat did some research according to my findings. This is not a normal thing to do. You can't keep lying to us and getting away with it. Nope, looks very normal to me. You must have misread the papers that you've been reading. Let's just throw the trident somewhere fun. I'll pick it up later. Yeah, who could not see the bottle? Okay, we got 23 more in this shulker box. Oh, I've got so much nether quartz. Jesus. Gonna have a lot of... Ooh, it smells like toast. Wait, does that mean I'm having a stroke? Did Diluted Dante's tip show up? Oh, it did, yeah. We also see it when Harrison decides to put it at the end of videos. Can you do a video bit in a Texan accent to confuse people who don't watch streams? Howdy, Tycat. I actually did a recent bit of a video in a Texan accent, and I think people will absolutely love that fact. I love Texan accents almost as much as I love Texas, the great state where I happen to be from. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to... This whole section right here, we're just going to raise 3 at a time. So do you see this right now? It looks kind of, you know, looks like something, right? But we're going to just bring this up layer by layer by layer. And it's going to be cool to look at. It'll be a fun little shot of it from here, I think. Okay, so let's... How do we even get on top of this wall? I guess we have to, like, build a staircase up or something. Place a block there. And a block there. And there. And, like, over there. That's good. Perfect. Tentative tip train test. Thank you very much, Nedoran. Choo-choo. Get aboard the tip train. Destination... Tip town. You know, there's only one place the tip train's going. You want to be aboard it before it gets there, or you'll have a bad time probably. See, me personally would never take that level of disrespect. Is the trident being disrespected, or am I being disrespected? I don't understand. Tempura seaweed, so good. Destination, Toy Cat's wallet. Yeah, that's it. I'm swallowing it whole. Gotta chew it more. It's lodged in my throat. Destination, Toy Cat's wallet. Choo-choo! I got a donut yesterday, by the way, and I'm getting an ice cream cake before I leave. I think it might be a fun, like, we should set that up as, like, a thing. Like, let's have ice cream cake day. What are you drinking today, says Nedoran. I bought this from Walmart. It's called Key Lime Flavored Sparkling Water Beverage. And it has 0 calories, 0 caffeine, and 0 sodium per serving. Are there no ice cream cakes in the UK? You definitely can't just walk into a store and buy them. It's quite confusing. OMG, don't choke me right now. Oh, don't choke right now. If I do die, I really want it to be on YouTube. Like, you know, like, it's gonna be the most notable thing I ever do. I think people should be able to watch it if they want to. Also,
I'll come back now.
Thank you very much, David Gwiddish. Thank y'all very much for the $20 tip. I love to see when people are friendly on the live stream, and the friendliest thing you can do on the internet is use those limited advertising dollars that you have. Sparkling water's awful, fight me. Oh yeah, this tastes like, it's just 7-Up, but Walmart brand. Your face disappeared through the water bottle. Wait, I want to see that. Let me see this. Oh yeah, that's oh, because it's green, right? Oh, that's really cool. So this side you can see it, and it makes sense that you can't see me behind it. But this side, ooh, you'd expect because it's transparent that I would exist on the other side, but I don't. My green screen seems to though. That's, oh no, that's my eye of my totem. Man, that's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. Here's a question. Would you rather have fingernails as teeth or teeth as fingernails? You know, I'd rather answer the tip from Chris Smith. Thank you very kindly, by the way. Oh, wait, from Diluted Dante. I think it might have been sent when you went full screen, so it's covered up by the camera, maybe. Let's see if it displays now. Also, if you die. No, there is a genuine possibility if you're If you're around my age, there's a real possibility you don't die. There is going to be a first generation that's the first post-death generation. I don't think it will be me. I think I'm gonna die. I think I might be one of the last, like, 100 years worth of people to die. But there's gonna be a point where dying is not a certainty anymore. Once you can upload your consciousness into the cloud, and then you can, like, download your consciousness into... Once that happens, as we all inevitably know it will, we'll be in a great place. Actually, wait, there was a tip from Chris Smith. It didn't show up, though, for some reason. Chris Smith says, sorry for almost killing you in Minecraft. It's okay. You know what? Murder in the real world, bad. Murder in Minecraft, good. So thank you for doing it that way. Any fun plans for the weekend? Yeah, actually, I'm going to make Minecraft videos. Everyone's favorite. No, I do intend to enjoy today. And then I'm going to try and... Like, I'm always behind on, like, games and shows. So I think, like, tomorrow, for example... might be fun to, you know, you see that game I have about Turnip Boy avoids taxes? Might be fun to play that. Maybe I should stream it, I don't know. The consciousness cloud would be like, you have 10 gigabytes of storage left, would you like to delete some old memories? You know, actually, am I meant to be like, should I be doing my video voice this entire time? I've started being conscious about it, like, hey guys, it's IBX Toycat here, and I am showing you that I am delivering the high quality talks you need to have. Do you want to hear me talk about the heat death of the universe? I'm going to do it in this voice. So here's the thing about the heat death of the universe, right? Is it's going to happen one day, and there's no avoiding it. There is, you know, fear. You might be able to say that you're not going to die right now, but you're going to die one day. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to happen to all of us. And get this, if you smash the like button, then you can reduce your odds of dying in this very second. No one who's liked this video has actually died yet, and so if you want to be among a more exclusive group of not dying people, I'm just saying, that's one way that you could do it. Another way that you could do it, though, would be, obviously, to go to ibxtoycat.store and get some great merch. Anyway, back to the point. So, no, I like the stream voice. It's like ordinary you versus phone call you. Yeah, some people have a phone call voice. I actually don't. Same with, like, I don't write emails special, and I think that, like, annoys a lot of people. Like, I don't write formally in emails, because, like, why would I? I might start doing the thing where you ask ChatGPT to, like, format your messages in a fancy way. I haven't gotten there yet, but I might start. You know, there's some emails that require some fanciness in sending. So now that we've done a whole nother layer, I'm going to go back. I'm going to see what it looks like. I shouldn't have done that. Scientist nerds making up bullcrap theories not based on science about how the Earth will end, give people anxiety for no reason. They're not bullcrap theories. I mean, I guess they're... Okay. This is the thing about odds. By the way, much higher now, right? Okay, so next up we'll go up to there. You can see the wall kind of coming into its own. And I'll try and place some nether quartz over here somewhere. I'm customer service, so I get that permanently now. It says Pamela Watts. It's funny because, yeah, that's a lot of what customer service is about making people feel good when they're feeling terrible, so that I know, like, it's weird that companies need to invest in that, but it is basically like, yeah, I'm your therapy service. You're really upset that a thing happened. There's nothing we can do about that, but what I can do is I can talk in a really nice voice, so you feel reassured that, like, if we could do something, maybe we would. We wouldn't, especially not for you, but I appreciate that you're talking to me. You should read off an AI-generated script and see if people notice. Yeah, that'd be a better idea. I did a video where I just did the Minecraft tutorials. It might be more fun to do an AI-generated script. Imagine putting a toothpick under your toenail, then kicking a wall. Yeah, that'd be really good, actually. Sometimes I get, like, sometimes there's, like, stuff trapped under my nails that I can't get out. When I was in year 2, so when I was, like, 6, I got some polystyrene trapped under my nail by digging it. And I didn't get it out until I was like 15. I would love to get it out with a toothpick. Might be a better idea. But yeah, definitely have AI write more of my videos. Very good idea. How do we know that it's not writing the videos already? Ooh, spooky. But yeah, I think it'd be real nice to just stab my foot in a real sharp, specific way. But yeah, like, customer service is just like free therapy, I think. Sorry that you have to be a free therapist that also can't be mean to people. Are therapists allowed to be mean to people? Wait, is it chat? Is anyone here a therapist? That's what I want to know. If you are a therapist, are you allowed to be mean to your customers? I've never considered. I should consider, but I just never have. I saw on the news that Meta would let its AIs talk to random programs on the internet. Sounds good to me. I don't see any issues with that. You know, it is fun. We're going through one of those transformational changes to society. Like, in the same way that when computers came out, or when the internet got big, or during, like, the smartphone revolution, things could be done so differently. We're seeing a version of that where people are like, whoa, this can do so much. I don't know what, I don't know how. I know I want to be a part of it, though. That's an interesting thing that people feel. We're using so much Netherrack, by the way. Like, so much of it. Unintentional therapists. Also, people who cut hair are therapists. Honestly, that's like a big part of their job. Anyone can cut their own hair. And especially to the standard that most hairdressers do it. And so the thing that a hair cutter actually does special is being a therapist as well. If they, you know, and the thing that can make them terrible and make them not worth the money is when they're a bad therapist. When they're like, oh, go on then, what you up to, love? Where are you going on holiday this year, innit? You know, that's not therapy. That's what to die at, Pete. Okay, so let's build this wall up a little bit more, just so we can have a more consistent something. And let's keep going to where we were. How are you planning to get zombie pigmen? It's quite easy to get zombie pigmen, right? Just make a bunch of nether portals. Also, yeah, I'm amazing at cutting my own hair, says Duranki. Yeah, a lot of people are, but do you get therapy when you cut your own hair? You don't. It's the same thing with, like, restaurants. Like, a lot of people fall into the trap of thinking that a restaurant is a place you go to eat food. A restaurant is a place you go to feel like you have someone throwing you a dinner party and being like, ooh, yes, look, it's a... You know, like, you can eat cheap food. Fast food is about food that is fast. A restaurant is like, I have 2 hours and I want to have an interesting eating experience. There's the anticipation for the food. There's the choosing of the food. There's the, you know, it comes out and you get to, like, you break bread, I believe is the social term. You get to all have this, like, shared dining. You know, there's a lot of things that a restaurant actually provides that is not just food. I don't have to cook it or wash it. Take my money. Yeah, right. It's a service. Everything good about that humans like that we sometimes think of products are actually services. Because that's what we do for each other now. We all have most of the material things that we need, you know, within reason. All the material things that will make our life so much better. And so what would really help so much more is if you go to a hair cutting place and they talk, and you tell them about, like, oh yeah, my friend's going through a breakup right now. He's not feeling great. What do I do about it? You know, like, having a situation like that is great. Paying for a service is really just paying for an experience. Yeah, that's okay. That is the big trend. That's why loads of people are like, why are flights so expensive now? Everyone wants to have an experience. They've had 2 years. Like, the reason the pandemic years have sucked so much is because even though you're doing what theoretically people are most comfortable doing, staying at home and just doing your day-to-day life, you need to have experiences to define things for yourself. You need to do something unique to define what's going on. Because if you don't have that, well then, you know, you see the issue. Prostitution's illegal here, Toy Cat Law, says Pamela Watts. You know, that's also a form of therapy. Also a form of therapy. Has to be said. Has to be said. So where is the... Okay, there's never quartz there, so I won't build any over here. Gotta keep a gap. Pandemic was great for all YouTubers. It actually wasn't, funnily enough. I had a really good month, the first month of the pandemic. Like, views went up 30% or something. But advertising revenue went down at the same time. And then the views slowly slipped, but the advertising revenue stayed the same. So yeah, you'd be surprised at the pandemic's effect on YouTube. It's probably not as big as you think. It's probably, in fact, a lot smaller than you might think. So let's have these be like 2 vertical blocks here. Why is housing so expensive now? IBX, it's just an experience. Okay, actually, here's the fun thing. Housing is actually an experience. I mean, that's a bit of a... Like, if you want the most bare-bones housing you can get, I mean, basic level, for no price, you can go live in a homeless shelter. You just gotta make yourself homeless. But most people have higher standards than the homeless shelter, I believe. You know, I've read, you know, the manuscripts have implied. And so because most people have higher standards than the homeless shelter, you know, you're not actually buying housing, you're buying a nice home experience. You're buying, you know, the experience of coming home and being in perfect peace. Not having a man yell at you and go, ah, on the street. You know, big experience, has to be said. Real value in that, as far as I'm concerned. Also, why does this bit of the desert have rain, but this bit of the desert doesn't? Does my render distance go up when I'm in a desert, or is it still low because it would be raining? Okay, the rain is on, but my render distance is still high. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Okay. We're now 3 layers up, and you can see the wall has made some serious progress. And now we're going to go a 4th. And then a 5th. And then a 6th. And we just keep on going. Can't be stopped, won't be stopped. On Java, rain is regional. I'm not sure about Bedrock. There's no way that rain is regional in Java. I don't believe it. Don't believe that. I think you're wrong. Like, it definitely just doesn't spawn in some biomes and does spawn in others. Right. Could be a river. It could be a river. You're right. It isn't regional. Yeah, right. You know what? Thank you, Thick Sand. Pretty sure that's a lie. Yeah, I think someone just misunderstood how it worked. I don't think it's a lie. You know, I tried to believe good in people. Some people are very blatantly lying, or they're being truthful in ways that feel like lying, which is, you know, that's hard to differentiate. But I think most people are trying to be helpful. They just don't. They just don't. There we go, yeah. Most people are trying to be helpful, but then they don't. Okay, so in the rain, we're going to place this whole next step. Rain is regional in Java, the region is your world. Yeah, that's technically true. Technically accurate. Yeah, I think that, also, I think there's a really interesting thing to be said in what's the opinion on the harpsichord? What even is a harpsichord? I actually do not know. Rain is not regional in Java. I did not think so. And now I know so. Thank you for confirming. And thank you, by the way, Kitranaki. Definitely need to check out the hole in the wall in Vegas. 10 out of 10. My father even took his boss and later the whole company now for conferences. Wait, usually people say you've got to check out a hole in the wall. But you're literally saying there's a place called Hole in the Wall? Okay. Chat, okay. Stare at my Netherrack that I've placed so far. Isn't it beautiful? Hole in the Wall, Las Vegas. Batista's Hole in the Wall Italian restaurant. It offers red sauce classics, wine included, with a meal and wandering accordion player. A wandering accordion player. Who is that for? Okay, let's look at the menu. It costs $29.95, and you get pasta, garlic bread, minestrone soup, a homemade cappuccino, and a free house wine included with dinner. Oh, that sounds awful. That's not what I want. I don't want free house wine. Okay, that's interesting though. It's very interesting as a... Like, they just... Like, you have to buy a whole dinner and it costs you $30 all the time. Interesting. And then they've got other wines you can get. Do they have... You know what? This is a... I appreciate the suggestion. This place sounds golden. It's funny, maybe this is just, I don't know, like, I grew up with so many Italians that, like, Italian food to me is, like, it's never fancy food, but it's never, like, it's food you make yourself. Like, every recipe I know is an Italian recipe. And I guess, to be fair, it's not to say that you can't. A lot of the food that is good, you know, like, there's a lot of food you can make yourself that's still nice. You know, it's like I was saying about restaurants. Like, restaurants are about the experience of something else. He was a wandering trader, but then he found an accordion. I can't believe all of you think the wandering accordion player is a good idea. That to me is like, oh no, is he gonna come here? He's gonna come here, isn't he? I went out to Margaritaville with my assistant once, and they insisted on taking our picture. And then they came around later and they're like, do you want to buy a print out of this photo? We're like, no, and they're like, okay, you can have it anyway. And just, you know, that whole interaction was just a lot for me. It's like, what just happened? I really can't work it out. Oof, now you have me thinking about lasagna. Do you want to go get lasagna, Unplanned Baby? I also would like lasagna. That was that was the thing I was liking on the menu. So it's called Hole in the Wall in Vegas. I hope you can be here in time for dinner in about 3 hours. There's a wandering accordion player right here. I love wandering accordion players. See, I'm lying to someone right now. So I just ordered 4 ribeye steaks from Costco. Yeah, those 4 ribeyes from Costco will cost you less than a ribeye from a restaurant. Although, you know, again, like, there's an experience in, like, having it. I do think, actually, you know what, steak is a meal I can cook myself. It is one of the ones that I feel, like, questionable value in ordering out, now that I'm good at cooking it myself. Is cake lasagna? Is cake lasagna? That's a deeper question than I know. Yeah, man, there's a question I need to think about. What's the clock where you live? I use a smartphone as my clock because I live in the 21st century. But it's okay if you use physical clocks still. Actually, you know, my microwave has a clock. David was round here last week and pointed out all the clocks in my place are wrong. But I do have a clock on my microwave. Just don't read the time and it's an accurate clock. Cake isn't lasagna, but lasagna is cake. Yeah, cake, I agree with that. Lasagna is a type of cake. There's no other way to read that, right? There's no other way. When your Italian great-grandma makes homemade gnocchi for your 11th birthday, oh, that's a meal I want to eat again. Oh, yeah, so I'm the same with, like, my grandma's so good at making, like, you know, she's Asian. You might not believe that. She makes the best curries. Actually, it's actually all the things besides the curry I like that she does, but, you know, don't tell her. It might break her heart. But, like, she does aubergine in the best way I've ever had. It's like mustard. It's so good. And now it's like, yeah, I don't wanna buy food like that out. Lamau, I fixed it. Oh, you actually fixed it. Oh, I've got bad news for you. It's broken again. I genuinely didn't remember that you fixed it because it's broken again. I guess it must reset itself every so often. My microwave is broken and snap. I'm sorry. Well, so this is like parkour, but you don't actually have to... No, this is fun. Okay, now we're over here. We can add the extra layer that we wanted before. And hope that the skeleton despawned. I can't imagine he actually did. But you can always have hope. You can always have hope. When's the next Superflat stream? I've got a video coming up explaining the Superflat situation. I'm at a nice round 50 episodes, though. Maybe that's a good way for me to describe it. Actually, wait, one of the segments in the video I have to re-record. I probably should finish this stream. Specifically so I can go and re-record that. Yeah, it's not cake. I think it's cake. I think it's cake. I want a lasagna cake now. I want lasagna, but between the pasta layers is like frosting and cream cheese or something. It's gotta be a thing that someone makes. There's no way this doesn't exist. Somewhere in the world. Right? Lasagna is a cake. You know, is it though? Is it? It's a question. Don't know the answer. Just know it's a question. Okay, so, yeah, it's raining and it's nighttime. It's like a really miserable combination. Honestly, rain in Minecraft is like, it just makes me sad. All the colors go dark. I get that it makes every time it's not raining slightly better. Maybe you could argue. But not to my mind. To my mind, everything just got worse now. Okay, so bring this out a few blocks. And there we go. That's... Ah, no! Okay, saved myself. Just about. Did the creeper follow me? No, he didn't. So we fly away, creeper vanishes, we get more Netherrack. We live a happy life. What about that ice cream cake? Yeah, I was discussing that earlier. Thank you for reminding me, Dasher. I'm gonna get the biggest... Maybe today should be ice cream cake day. Because I'd have to walk to go get the ice cream cake. I don't have a vehicle at the moment. So maybe that would be fun. To... Yeah, honestly, I'll go get an ice cream cake. I deserve an ice cream cake, right? Chat, can we all agree I deserve an ice cream cake? Can we come to that conclusion? No, I probably need to eat something real. Probably need to eat something real. IBX, what's the best place to start on the Minecraft Let's Play? Do you mean my Minecraft Let's Play, or do you mean you're starting a Minecraft Let's Play? What do you do? You play Minecraft the way that you might think is good to play it. That's my hot tip, pro tip advice. Okay, so we're gonna build this up another 2 blocks. Okay, so... And now it's another block tooler. Whoa. Honestly, it's starting to blend in a lot more. It looks the same between runs now. But still. Yeah, What do you think about the giant earthquake in Turkey? Currently 37,000 people dead. What do you expect me to say about that? Like, I can't have the hot take of like, actually, the earthquake was good. My only regret is that it didn't cause more casualties. You know, like, it's sad, right? It's not good. It sucks. The only benefit is that every time an earthquake happens, the world gets better at knowing what went wrong and how to prevent it again. You deserve ice cream cake. You know what? Thank you, Angel. That's all I needed to hear. I love it when it rains. No, you don't, Gaz FPL. No, you don't. Don't even pretend you do. Don't even pretend. Makes you look fat. But yeah, this wall is gonna be finished. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna take up most of the Netherrack by itself, it seems, though. We'll have big, beautiful walls. That'll be nice. Imagine calling an earthquake that killed thousands of people a good thing. I mean, you know, okay, let's listen to both sides here, right? You know, on the one side, earthquake killed thousands of people. On the other side, there are always people going on about, like, yeah, we need to have fewer people. We need to, like, but the world's overpopulated. Like, these morons. Sorry, these people with interesting opinions. So there are people saying, like, the world needs fewer people. We definitely don't need more humans. You know, like, they're fighting the entire nature of our being to be like, well, I'm actually doing a good thing by, you know, whatever they're doing. Anyway, so this sort of a person says the world's overpopulated, but then also gets sad when we correct that. So you gotta pick a side here. If you can be pro-earthquake if you want to kill a bunch of people. But then, you know, you also, like, same with, like, school shootings. They're like, we have too many people, but also school shootings are bad. And it's like, well, you know, when do you want them to die? They've got to die at some point, right? They've got to die at some point. So, yeah, the sarcasm is silent. I think, let's sue Earth for quaking. You know, I'm gonna come out with a pro-earthquake stance. What about not having babies? You still have to have existing people die for the population to go down, right? You have to have people die at some point. So when's it gonna be? You gotta pick your time, and that's the whole thing. But yeah, Spike for you. Thank you for the topic change. Who likes raisins? Honestly, I think I like cranberry raisins more than regular raisins. But every time I try to eat a raisin, I think, oh, this is better than I expect. And then I eat 10 more and I'm like, I've got to stop doing this. So I'm going to stop doing this. Anyone else ever feel that way? Yeah, also new building opportunities. You know, that's a good point. If you're a construction company in Turkey right now, you're like, oh, it's so bad. Why is this happening? That's right. That's yeah. If you wanna become a millionaire, be like a repair service, and then hope for a disaster. Like if you built homes in Louisiana, man, you're making some good money in the aftermath of that. So Cat, you an OG $A MFer, and then they reference being around since 2013. Man, that's 10 years, JFPM. That's 10 years. That's a lot of time. That's more time than a 9-year-old has been alive. And as we all know, we're all 9-year-olds, except when we're 13-year-olds for legal reasons. I think that, also tell Harrison to clip that face. Perfect. I am going to send the full stream of this to him. See how he feels about it. That was like an angry 5-year-old toy cat with no ice cream cake. It's sad. I never had ice cream cake growing up. It sounds so good. I'm going to get the Dairy Queen one. It's going to be amazing. Positive of earthquakes, it's not the things from Tremors. You know, earthquakes could always be worse. Good way of seeing the world. I think you should have a podcast, Toy Cat. I do have a podcast. Thank you for bringing it up. It's available on YouTube and also on Spotify. It's really hard to find on Spotify because they put it in like their account with all their other podcasts, so you can't actually follow the specific. I think that was a poor design. But yeah, ice cream cake is amazing. Thank you. I agree. Speaking of amazing, Juho S. So Cat, you need to cure Dash's headache. Okay, if you die from malnourishment, you won't have a headache anymore. There you go. That's your OpenAI solution. You're welcome. If only more people could put in the work, I would. We'd all be in a better place. The devil, once we reach 100,000 well-watched podcasts, God say we get to do the apocalypse. You know, that seems plausible to me. Also, did I place Netherrack on top of the tree there? It looks like I did. That was fun of me, huh? But yeah, so Cat, the logo and the Deep in the Mind podcast is dark and hard to read. I had someone who was like, oh yeah, I'll make a better one. And then I was like, oh sure. And they're like, yep, just give me a day. And then I gave them a day, they're like, give me another day. And then it's been 4 weeks, and so I think I might need to actually get someone to do that. Might be a good idea. Thank you so much, Darren Hughes, for gifting 10 memberships. Oh, yeah, actually, you know, this is much more noticeable than before. Yeah, adding these 3 blocks made a huge difference, but we've got to add some more. See? Okay, let's do this. Oh. I need to go grab one of these shulker boxes. Honestly, looking at this, it is very ridiculous. Very cool. How do I accept gifted memberships? You have to be able to purchase memberships yourself, or you can't be gifted them. So if you want to confirm you're eligible for a gifted membership, try to become a member right now. It's the join button. You don't pay for it or whatever if you don't want to. But I'm just saying, like, hit the button, see if it lets you, and if there's some reason you can't, like geo restrictions, age restrictions. If you've set like, I don't know, child controls up on yourself, that also won't let you. But yeah, that's how you gotta do it. Okay, let's fly over. Let's do this again. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, this is an efficient way to place blocks, but also it's a big slog to get it all done. Okay, so the second one of these is going to be an end now. So we go up here, but from here we go in a block. Do 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 do. Thank you, Darren Hughes, for getting 10 pig steps to play. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I also like the Costco. Costco, honestly, Costco is like, for certain things, they're not only cheap, but they're like the highest quality. They're not even actually that cheap. They're like reasonable price, amazing quality. I think that's what Costco actually is all about. Speaking of actually all about, thank you very much for the tip, Diluted Dante. I'll make a logo, give us a brief on stream. I want it to be not bad. Like, it doesn't need to be a logo, it needs to be an overlay. It needs to look like, you need to make this. Oh, I see why this doesn't work. You need to make this whole thing, and it needs to be animated, as you can see the little torches. There's your brief. Have fun. Okay, I kind of want to start sending invoices people just to get a Costco card. Oh, do you want to... Wait, I might... If you need help getting a Costco card, like, find out if I can... I think you might... I might be able to help you with that, cat. I mean, you know, I am... you know, look it up, make sure I can help you. But I think if all you need is like a referral from me or something. If you don't know, in the UK, you can't get a... you can't go to Costco unless you have a membership, obviously. But membership is only available to like certain professions. Like firefighters and lawyers and doctors. But also if you're a business owner. So I had to prove that I owned a business. It was a whole thing. But now that means that I should... Like, theoretically, I could gift it to, like, a spouse. Or to a friend, maybe. Or to a business partner. Or, you know, like, someone who's, You need a business profession or a friend/family card. You could be my friend/family, though. Also, thank you, Trevor Marks. Do. Welcome to the Toy Cat Harem. And also, I hope you enjoy your new Desert Well emojis. I hope you do very Desert Well for the rest of your days. Yeah, this is a big improvement. You should create a forest biome that's made up of all different blocks and items. That's a fun idea. You got me think about the killing thousands of people with an earthquake good statement. Morally, it's wrong, but it's good for the planet. Yeah, if you're the sort of person who's like, yeah, we're all emitting too much carbon, we need to fix that. We just did. Solved it. Not in a way that most people would enjoy, I don't imagine. But then now you understand the complexity of the issues at hand, I hope. Okay, so just having one of those go out for now should be interesting enough. Why are we down to 2 blocks? Am I missing one? Yeah, I am. I wonder how that keeps happening to me. I just keep walking out onto blocks. So yeah, it takes a really long time to place thousands of Netherrack, as it turns out. But I think we have placed somewhere in the region of like... It's been like 7 shulker boxes. It's like 1,700 per shulker box. We placed over 10,000 today. But we've got so many more to place. This is a project that requires so many thousands of Netherrack. And hopefully this is a proof about that, if nothing else. I'm literally going to Costco after work today. Ooh, look at unplanned baby over here, having a job, working somewhere, getting to go to Costco on the way home. Having a dog when they get there. Beautifully domestic life. Meanwhile, I'm here living in an apartment with no walls and an American flag. I If you place blocks, you're a Minecraft player. That's beautiful. It's true. It's also beautiful, though. You started 2 hours ago, and I didn't even fill it. Has it been 2 hours now? Hey, it's been 2 hours. That's cool. Usually streams are a little bit shorter when I'm in the US. I don't know, maybe it's just because I have a less comfortable chair. And, like, I've got different things I'm trying to keep up with. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to hear it. You should recruit a couple of people to lay Netherrack for you, says Shane Middleton. That's a good idea. That sounds like a fun video. I paid people on Fiverr to place Netherrack blocks down for me. Here's what happened. Sounds like a great idea if I've ever heard one. Yeah, I think that, man, I want Costco so bad. It's like $1.85 for a slice of pizza. If you're just like, I'm hungry right now, you just go there and it solves your problems. And it's also good. It's also somehow good. It's not just cheap, it's cheap and good. See, that's the whole thing, right? They're trying to be like, look, we want you to pick us based on price, but if we're not the cheapest, we still want you to know that it's going to be good here. Unlike some places in your life. Honestly, if you think about it, like, Costco, like, most major brands like that are basically brands of trust. They're like, you can trust us. We've been good for all this time. You can try, you know, like, we're going to sell you things that are good at prices that are just below what they're worth, so we can make a little bit of a profit. Although Costco barely makes a profit from selling things, they make most of their money from the membership fees. Because having membership fees means they don't even have to worry about profits and losses. They can literally just, okay, this is much taller now. Let's see what it looks like. We're still gonna go another, like, 2 sets of this up. But for now, looking pretty good, right? I mean, it's nighttime. It's been a lot of time spent. This looks really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And so now we have walls around almost all of the world. They're not the same height. Now we just have to work on the ground. So all of this is going to be covered in Netherrack, and maybe we make this into an ocean of lava. It's already an ocean, I guess. We make it into a lava pit. But yeah, for now, things are pretty good. Just got to get right back to the Netherrack placing game. But next time, it's on the ground. But yeah, you like my video voice there? Also, thank you!
For the ice cream fund, will you tell us what kind you get? We usually get Oreo. I wish they'd make one with mint Oreos. You're the best.
Okay, so thank you so much for saying I'm the best. I think it's... I want it to be Dairy Queen. I've had enough people recommend Dairy Queen has the best ice cream cakes. You know, if people are saying it, it must be true. And so that's my... I'm going to use that logic. I'm going to see if it's correct. But secondly, yes, at Dairy Queen... Honestly, I love Oreos a lot. I love cookies and cream. I had a really good cookie and cream ice cream yesterday. So maybe I'll have a good one tomorrow. But for now, yeah, thank you very much for watching, Internet. I hope that you've enjoyed your time with me today. If you have, then, you know what? Go watch my YouTube. I'm going to release a short right now. I don't know how shorts work in terms of engagement, but, like, watch it all the way through, and then watch it a second time, and then leave a comment or something. That's how you could really show your thanks. But... no, I really appreciate the tips today, as well as the membership gifting. It always means a lot that people use their money and their things to support the stream. And so thank you very much for choosing to do so today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and a wonderful evening, and then a wonderful tomorrow. You know, have a wonderful forever. Why not, right? But I'll see you in a YouTube short.